The time is 9 o'clock.
Aago mẹ́sàn-án ti lù.
For the best of national, local, international news and sport, tune in to News Punch and Diamond 88.7 FM. News Punch, all about the news.
It's exactly 1 minute gone past 9 a.m. A very good morning to you and thank you for joining us in today's edition of the News Punch, reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin. This is where we bring you the trending stories across the globe. My name is Bisola, Oduwole, Suleiman, and here are the stories making the waves across the world. In Nigeria, the Federal Road Safety Corps has commenced the process for the prosecution of the drivers involved in both the Liba and Bunza accidents, which led to the loss of many lives and victims sustaining varying degrees of injuries. The Corps said it was a decision to protect the rights of passengers and as well as to serve as a deterrent to other traffic violators. The Corps spokesperson, Bisi Kazim, said in a statement that the Corps Marshal, Dauda Ali Biu, decried the continuous violation of traffic rules and regulations by some drivers, adding that their recklessness on highways had destroyed properties and loss of lives. Still in Nigeria, the Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke has commended former Governor Rauf Aregbesola for his achievements as Minister of Interior. According to Adeleke, the people of Osun State love Aregbesola and he is free to come to the state undeterred. He added that he was completing unfinished projects from Aregbesola's administration. Adeleke spoke on Tuesday in Ilesha at the inauguration of the Ilesha Passport Front Office at the Production Center of the Nigeria Immigration Service in Ilesha, Osun State. And that's it on the local scene. On the foreign scene, this morning, Britain's Prince Harry has accused his family of withholding information about phone hacking from him to avoid sitting in the witness box and opening a can of worms. The Duke of Sussex made the claim in submissions for a privacy claim he and other celebrities have filed against the publisher of the Daily Mail. Lawyers for the group, which also includes pop star Elton John, claim A&L commissioned the breaking and entry into private property, illegally intercepted voicemail messages, and obtained medical records. And in the world of sports, the Interim Management Committee, IMC, has postponed the Nigeria Premier Football League Matchday 11 encounter between Lobby Stars and Olders Rivers United. The game was initially built to hold today at the New Jos Stadium. The postponement was as a result of Rivers United's engagement in the CAF Confederation Cup. The IMC has also postponed the Matchday 12 encounter between Rivers United and Sunshine Stars, built for this weekend at the Adokie Amesimaka Stadium, Port Harcourt. A new date for the rescheduled fixtures will be decided by the IMC. And that's all we have for you on this morning's edition of the News Punch. Up next is the Diamond Breakfast Show, where we take a look at the analysis of some of the major stories making the rounds. Just stay with us. We'll be back.
The major talking points in Nigeria are always on the lips of the citizens.
What's going on in this country? Look at smaller countries taking lead and you call yourself giant of Africa. Where?
Nigeria don't spoil my business too much. Nigeria is too hard for us. I mean, they want to kill us. Father, not kill us for Nigeria. Oh, please, help us beg them.
They should reduce their expenditure so that they can free enough money for social development.
I wish for a Nigeria where we elect a leader based on competency and not popularity.
On the Diamond Breakfast Show, we place the sport spotlight on the critical issues in the country.
Government that says they are broke can prioritize construction of an additional runway over education of the people.
How can a government, how can you hold Indomine? This is intolerable. It's provocative.
Now, you see, when you look at our democratic journey, we are yet to practice genuine democratic system in Nigeria.
Join us on Mondays to Friday on the DBS from 9 to 10 a.m. The Diamond Breakfast Show, amplifying the voice of the people.
From the studios of Diamond 88.7 FM in Ilorin, this is the Diamond Breakfast Show.
You're still tuned in and listening to Diamond 88.7 FM. Lauren, a very beautiful morning to you once again. You're welcome to the Diamond Breakfast Show, a production of our News and Current Affairs Department, where we have lots of conversations about issues making the rounds. We have guest analysts in the studio do justice to the topics for the day, and then we also open up our platforms, social media, and phone lines for you to also contribute and give us your reactions on the issues that we have discussed. My name is Bisola. Oduwole Suleiman. I'm your host this morning on the Diamond Breakfast Show. We're live on Facebook at Diamond 87 FM and YouTube, Diamond FM Ilori. To send in your reactions, you can join us on WhatsApp or via text message 09136 556864. And this morning, I have my guest already with me in the building. I have with me Mr. Adeola Adeyanju. He's a public affairs analyst and a social commentator. A very good morning to you, sir.
A very beautiful morning, my sister. Good morning, listener.
All right, good to have you on the program.
Our
first story is on the PDP, the People's Democratic Party, the internal crisis that they had before the election and the outcome of the election as well. Now, Yocha Ayu is no longer the PDP chairman after a back and forth argument. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, has appointed Umar Damagum as the acting national chairman of the party. Before his sack, there were calls for Ayu to leave the post in the lead up to the 2023 general elections, which the PDP lost to the All Progressives Congress, APC. A group of governors in the party, called the G5, repeatedly demanded his resignation from the position. Led by Governor Nyesom Wike, the G5 argued that since the party's presidential candidate for the election, Atiku Abubakar, is from northern Nigeria, Ayu, who is from the same region, should pave way for a southerner to assume the office. And these are things that actually led to issues within the People's Democratic Party. Now we have heard that Ayu is no longer the party chairman of the People's Democratic Party. How did you react to the story when you heard it?
Thank you very much. You see, when you talk of Nigeria as a whole, there are three major activities that cannot be neglected in making of a country, especially Nigeria. That is politics, economy, and the social activities. And when you talk of social activities, infrastructure, relationship between people, worshiping, and everything. So those three items have already embodied what we expect in a country. And politics as one of it. We all knew what happened before the election, during the primary, even before 2023 primary. 2019, certain things happened in the primary where that was conducted in Rivers State, and I think people begin to beef themselves then, especially Wike, who have a candidate, but as a result of how the outplay of the primary, his own candidate could not emerge. The same thing applicable in this present primary. And since then, there have been opinion that Nigeria is a diverse country with different people, religion, and what have you. And it is expected of the political party PDP, since the presidential candidate is from the north, the party president, a national chairman should come from another zone in order to balance everything. Minus that, if you look at Ayu as a person, is a person with integrity that we know before then. But there's something play out, and a lot of governors were like, some governors, let me put it that way, were like, no, they were not satisfied, not until IU resigned, and they put up series of committee, and it went on their depth, not until when they now aligned with other political party. But for PDP, if you look at it, even in a personal home, your own home, my home, or every person that is married with kid, you play politics among yourself. As a father, you are the head of the family, the way we play it in Nigeria, not other country where there is equality in whatever. So you discover that sometimes you will fall in love with a particular activities, probably your children and wife may not like it. And since you will not put it in debate or voting, but you will know within yourself that if you want to enjoy that home, you have to weigh balance within everything. But it wasn't like that in the PDP. The event came and go. But if you look at what happened to IU presently, it is not different from what happened to Adam Oshiomhole while he was the chairman, APC chairman. You know, the people that wrote petition came from his word, and that is one thing about democracy. If you think you are at the top, you never remember what is happening at the bottom. Those people can take the ladder off you. But from a particular quarter, we were hearing it that, though not consolidated, that these people that went from the word that they want to remove IU probably were instigated by the sitting governor, who was not favored to be a senator, and at the same time he supported Labour Party and he could not get anything out of it. Then he went to instigate some people. Notwithstanding, these people put up certain demand that IU has been playing anti-party to them, and they say there is certain financial misappropriation, and you can see that at the end of the day, the PDP came out and said that IU is going nowhere, that he still remain the party chairman. When they now went to court, you know, the issue of a court or whatever would be the last option of anybody that is in dispute. And they now said that IU should step aside tentatively till they will make whatever investigation they want to make. And the party from the top now said as a result of that, somebody should come in. And if you look at Umar is from Yobe State, which is northeast Nigeria. And it is not even different from what those people have been saying before. I don't mean this man is from eastern Nigeria or any other part, let me say southern, who will now say that automatically they've yielded to their demand. So automatically, I think PDP as a party are not ready to play the ball together with those people. But if you now look at the situation on that area, coupled with what the PDP and other political parties were digging out at the court of law as a result of the act, you now discover that the PDP need to put their house in order to move with one voice. Just of recent, the likes of former governor of Ekiti State were suspended, and some other people from the party. If you now discover that you want to be a one-man show, you want to face many people and music, who will watch your movement and appraise your step of dancing. So that is why I'm of the opinion that they should just try to put things in order to get the track as expected.
All right, talking about putting things in order, do you think the internal crisis within the PDP was one of the things that affected their chances in the last election?
Sure, it's part of it. For instance, if you look at the G5 governors, just like I've said, that there's no way you will not play politics even within the corridors of your home. The G5 governors cut across the southern part of the country. Look at the likes of Seyi Makinde. He gave support to another political party, of which that political party win the presidential race in Oyo State. And people were like, Seyi Makinde will not win his seat as a governor because of what is happening. Look at what happened. He won. So automatically, if the PDP have structured and restructured their home, things will have been balanced in that area. Then coupled with the issue of Wike won. Wike supported, just like Seyi Makinde, he supported the APC at the presidential election, and he said the whole of Rivers State on governorship were for PD. Look at what happened at the end of the day. So it can be part of it. Though the major reason why people were claiming to be part of their issue was the outfall of Obi from the party going to Labour Party. But notwithstanding, they would have still made something if those 5 governors were with them. That is the way I see it.
All right. Now, what lessons can the party take from this development? Now, before, during, and after the election, and as we move on to the future?
Actually, before is part of what we have said, that whatever is happening, just make sure you mend your house very well. There is no area where diplomacy cannot work. You can make a diplomacy, that doesn't mean that you are feeble-minded, you understand. You can make a diplomacy in order to balance things up. And during the election, I think they've put up their best to me, and they played the game they're supposed to play it. And I think Nigeria have decided on what will happen according to the INEC. But after the election, a series of litigation came up. We all saw it, and they have been following the way they're supposed to follow. Though the opposition, I mean, the APC were saying that the issue of demonstration shouldn't have come up, whatever. But I don't think they have run out of the law by you making a kind of peaceful protest in order for you to hear your demand. So after the election, they should just listen the way manner things are going and call the before their own legal team, which is what we are expecting in a democratic system. And the way they are playing it, let us keep decorum and see what will happen at the end of the day.
All right, thank you so much. You can start sending in your contributions via WhatsApp or text 09136556864. We will be taking that, but let's quickly move on to the second story for the day. The Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Pengasan, said a liter of premium motor spirit, PMS, commonly known as petrol, should sell for between 360 naira and 400 naira after the subsidy regime. Pengasan's president, Festus Osifo, made this known to newsmen on the sidelines of the association's National Executive Council meeting, which was held in Abuja on Tuesday. A liter of petrol is currently sold at 184 naira in some parts of the country and slightly higher in other regions. We have 205, 250 and the likes, even as fuel scarcity and long queues gradually subside in most cities in Nigeria. However, Osifo said that the association has compelled all its organs nationwide to make fuel available for Nigerians and threatened to withdraw the licenses of any member found wanting of hoarding petrol. Osifo said the currency swap as well as the sporadic fuel scarcity across the country must be addressed by the incoming administration, while palliatives must be made available to Nigerians to cushion the impact of the removal of fuel subsidy. Now let's first start from here. Is this the right time to have this conversation about fuel subsidy?
Let me say that there's no time is bad for you to bring any activities to the domain of our national government, especially in Nigerian system when we are, or the one we are running now, that you don't even know what time is the best to put up a policy. The only thing is that whatever policy you are being put up, sincerity of purpose is one of those things, and understanding of the followers. What I mean by that is that if any government, because any activities that surround economy is the nerve of administration of a nation, because without economy emancipation, probably in terms of food need, like the referral theory, the basic need, you going nowhere. Even if you are the president of this, everybody hire you. If you didn't eat after 3 days, you won't be normal human being. So, and this issue of PMS is determining more of a nation economy. Now, the time is okay for them to remove it. The 300, and my own fear is that the 360 to 400, they should weigh it very well. Weigh it in the sense that what are they selling it in the neighboring country? Because if you are looking at what will be convenient for Nigeria, also look at a way whereby those items will not be siphoned out of Nigeria. Because if you are selling it as a price lesser than what they are selling there, people will still maneuver it. Even if you say you have more of security that will, checkmate this thing. Everybody need money, and the way amount of corruption is being extended in Nigeria, let us be sincere with ourselves. Even the security personnel, if they take their kickback, they will just take whatever tanker that is going outside the country to move. For instance, in Cotonou today, they are selling it at the rate of 500 servers. And if you look at a server to naira, is around a naira to 108 servers. So probably after the conversion, you might see that 360 naira, that will be okay for Nigeria, at least if the government is sincere, for Nigeria citizens to buy it. What if they are still siphoning this thing to other countries and it will not be available in Nigeria.
But shouldn't there be proper regulations to ensure that this is not done? We keep talking about corruption, but there should be a way to guard against all these issues before they arise. Of course, people would have envisaged, those in the government, those in the NNPC would have envisaged that, oh, these are likely issues to come up. Shouldn't there be a way to regulate it and ensure that it does not happen, so that there would be a soft landing for Nigerians when this actually happens?
They are supposed to be, but thank God we are all Nigerian. And even from our secondary school stage that we are a little bit adults to know the difference between left and right. They have been saying that they are guiding against corruption, whatever. Look at, even if anybody didn't know of it at our age now, we should know 1984 when they were doing anti-corruption, this war against indiscipline, the military era. We have been fighting corruption, and it's something I've been biting more and more. I read something sometime last week that in a particular budget for 1.5 years, 3.35 trillion has been spent on subsidy. Just look at that amount. Compared to what is being devoted to Nigeria budget in terms of economy and what have you. So if they have been trying to secure the anti-corruption of a thing, what happened? There was a time we heard of Malabu scandal, Alibotin scandal, Siemens scandal. What happened at the end of the day? There are a lot of scandals between 2015 of this administration up to the moment. So if we now have the, what do you call it, the union to put up measure, or Pengasson to put, what measure do they want to, who will checkmate them, who will check who? And that is why when Pengasson now came up, you know, the other time we said it here that when a situation is like this, especially on the issue of Naira crunch, let's put it that way, and petrol scarcity, the federal government is a centralized actor in the event of a national policy. Why the labor union or labor party, who happen to be a pressure group, is a non-centralized actor who can mediate between the central government and the citizen. And you have your workers who go to work, collect their salary, they cannot access. They're supposed to have put that action before today. And I begin to look at the federal government themselves. Must anybody threaten you with strike before you do the normal? Look at within 3 days when these people say they are going to on strike, look at what happened to our Naira. And that is why I begin to look at it. If we say that there should be a measure on ground in order to checkmate all this bunkery, indiscipline, whatever, corruption, we are only fooling ourselves. Not until these categories of people that can do this in Nigeria, if they are serious minded, because the government themselves cannot do it. Whatever union you have as a pressure group, everybody is myself first. The categories of people that can do this, if at all we love this country, it will be funny to you. Number one is the religious sect. Because irrespective of where you are as a politician, as a pressure group, whatever, you attend one church or mosque and you donate to them, and you see the tune of most of the imam and the pastor, immediately they say, I didn't see every one of them. You see, they will coin whatever is coming out of their constitutional book in order to praise that person. You understand? Then number two, apart from the religion sect, is the community leader. These are the people that are very close to their citizen. And you know, their own position is eternal, not until when they die, probably if you are a king or whatever, you are very closer to your people. You know what is happening within your community. You know how to preach to your people and to talk to most of these politicians in case they now came with a particular campaign. For instance, they were saying it at the National Assembly the other time that the traditional rulers should be respected in giving policy within Nigeria administration. I begin to look at it that there is no senator that will not go to one traditional ruler or the other in their constituency. And we have the traditional ruler chairman, and they work within why can't you have a forum within yourself and say, during campaign, this is our demand, let us give it to them. So they can use that kind of system to even tell these people during their campaign that the issue of corruption is too much. The issue of no light, kidnapping, bad, look at how this thing look like. From there, most of the politicians will have known that if they refuse to do that after 4 years, this traditional ruler can easily tell their subject that this is what and you do it in the open before everybody. You know, they can checkmate them in that way. Those are the way to check corruption in this country. But if you are talking about paperwork honestly, those people that will even defend the paperwork will do something that will worth more than what they want to kill, the way I see it.
All right, now let's talk about this subsidy removal. What are the advantages? What do we stand to gain if subsidy is removed at the end of the day?
I love your question, because you see, if it's not removed indirectly, they will tell us they have removed it. If they didn't remove it, because they have been saying it, they remove subsidy, they remove it, we are still buy it at higher rate. If the subsidy is being removed, number one, looking at the huge of money that are being pumped into the subsidy that we couldn't see the way out, those money with if the government is sincere with whatever they want to do, they can easily launch it in other areas that will help the citizen and shoot up the economy. For instance, infrastructural activities, because as we have now in Nigeria with the technology advancement, what we are expecting from the government is an enabling environment that will make each and every one of us to harness each of our potential. Like if I'm a mechanic, you are a driver, you are this, you are that. If the road is okay, the farmer could easily take their perishable item to the farm. The rural area road networking should be established in a rational way. If those money are being spent on these activities with sincerity of purpose, honestly, that is one of the advantages. Another thing is that before you talk of subsidy removal, I think the what do you call this, a refinery should be in place. We are having 4 refineries. For God's sake, a lot of money has been spent on it. None of it came out as a functional refinery for today. If those refineries are on ground, people will be employed. Employment will be one of those things. And if you look at the issue of NNPC, they have 3 major functions. One is the downstream, the upstream, and the midstream. Why the downstream, why the upstream are those people that will, explore the crude oil from ground. It is happening from time to time. That is why we take it to finishing goods somewhere. Why those people are the one that will explore the crude oil. The downstream will be those people that will turn it to finishing good. We don't have that one in Nigeria. That is why NNPC is the major that exploit this PMS and other crude oil from abroad. Why the midstream, we see to the east distribution of it, so that some people will not divert it. Why the issue of bunkering or what have you will not happen. Out of the 3 major functions, I think we are only doing 1.5 of it. The 1.5 is that we explore the crude oil. We cannot turn it to finishing good. The half of it is that we supervise, which is the midstream. Then the supervision, if the supervision is being established the way it's supposed to, the issue of those people taking it outside the country will not be there. And whatever barrels of PMS that have entered Nigeria today will have be effectively distributed to the filling station, and the availability will be there. Probably the price will have been low.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that analysis. You can start sending in your contributions via WhatsApp 091-3655-6864, or drop your comments on Facebook at Diamond 887 FM and YouTube Diamond FM Ilorin. Don't forget to follow us so you can get updates from time to time, and then you can call us on 091-3655-6952 or 0800-887-887. The number again is 0800-887-887. Keep the calls coming in. Tell us your name, where you're calling from, and go straight to your contribution for today. All right, let's see what we have. We have lots of comment on Facebook. Lawal Taye says the PDP lost its structure right from the moment it could not amicably settle its internal disputes. The party stalwarts believed Wike and Co could not affect its victory. Let's do a little math. Atiku lost in all the state and the G5 governors, and now imagine in all the states that the G5 governors are in. All right, imagine if you won in all the said states, then we can predict that court conversation will be the Labour Party versus and the APC against the PDP. Sometimes it is important to reduce your ego to get victory. Wike and Co predicted the outcome and by a large extent proved their relevance in the elections. 091-3655-6952 or 0800-887-887. All right, let's take this call right here. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Ibrahim from Dhaka.
All right, Ibrahim, it's good to have you on the program. Please go ahead.
My contribution is on the issue of political matter.
All right.
You see what is being happened in PDP now. is a display of superiority between the UK-led integrity group and Articles camp. You see, and I think PDP has not learned its lesson because I don't see them as a formidable opposition now to challenge to put the ruling party on their toes, and it's not good for our democracy. It is detriment to our democracy.
All right, Ibrahim. So what should they do going forward?
No, they should organize themselves, because if you have a formidable opposition, the ruling party will not have any other option than to do the needful. But we don't have a formidable opposition. So the ruling party will not be sincere.
All right.
In the task given to them.
All right. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ibrahim, for that contribution. We need to go on a short time out. When we return, we will be taking more contributions on the issues discussed this morning. You can still send in your messages via WhatsApp 091-3655-6864 or text 091-3655-6864. To stay with us, it is still the Diamond Breakfast Show. We'll be back.
kò sí mọ́ àwọn ká ti sá lọ àrùnmọ́lẹ́gùn ẹ̀yìn dídùn làkúrẹ́ ìgbé wọ́n ti lọ wá bí wọ́n sí kára o lè pé bàmù rẹ̀ àtòrà dáadáa.
kókó lára ọ̀tá le gbéra ńlẹ̀ kó dìde kára o lè pè ń bà àtòrà wọ̀ àtòrà pẹ̀sẹ̀ àtòrà dáadáa kegun tó kegun náà kára o yá gágá ara ń ronú tẹ́lẹ̀ kò ronú mọ́ tẹ̀bá ti fi kára o lè pè ń bà rà lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ wọnú igun tó sì ń ṣe àtúntò rẹ̀ òṣùbù yẹ̀kẹ́ fa párọ̀ tàbí fi ẹsẹ̀ dá fi kára o lè pè ń bà wọ̀ káì ara rẹ̀ ó lè padà yakinlala action ó jẹ́ àwọ̀ká àròmọ̀lẹ́gun làkúègbé ara ríro tàbí ẹ̀yìn dídùn kára o lè pè ń bà lọ́kọ̀ gbogbo wọn agbára pọ̀ kára ó lè pè ń bá. Tuyi Pharmaceutical Industries Limited àwọn tó lórúkọ tó ṣe é gbẹ́kẹ̀lé níbi ká po oògùn òyìnbó ló ṣe é kára ó lè pè ń bá. ẹ̀rọ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ pín ìrèpàtú òpèrè ta pàtà pọ́npọ́n kára ó lè pè ń bá. ó kì í síbẹ̀.
kára ó lè pè ń bá mú rẹ̀ àtúrà dáadáa.
The federal government, through the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, announces the availability of COVID-19 and childhood vaccines nationwide. With the disturbing increase in reported cases of COVID-19 infections across Nigeria, protect yourself and loved ones from the harmful virus by getting vaccinated. Visit the nearest public or private health facility and mass vaccination sites today to receive the first, second, or booster doses of COVID-19 vaccines. COVID-19 vaccines are given to persons 18 years and above, including pregnant women and breastfeeding mothers, while childhood vaccines are given to children from birth to 5 years for protection against polio, hepatitis, yellow fever, measles, meningitis, and other vaccine-preventable diseases. All vaccines are free, safe, and effective. For inquiries, visit www.nphcda.gov.ng or call 0700-220-1122.
This message is brought to you by the National Primary Health Development Agency in collaboration with the Nigeria Red Cross Society with support from the Africa CDC SLL program.
Everyone loves an upgrade, but with DSTV, you get boosted to a whole new level. Upgrade to more football and get boosted to the most heart-racing sports moments. Upgrade to your favorite shows and get boosted to emotions like never before. Upgrade to the best action movies and get boosted to high-octane scenes that make you shout, woo!
Upgrade your DSTV package and DSTV will boost you to the next higher package. Offer valid from January 25th to March 31st. Terms and conditions apply.
From the studios of Diamond 88.7 FM in Lorry, this is the Diamond Breakfast Show.
All right, welcome back. You're still tuned in and listening to the Diamond Breakfast Show, reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilori. And this morning we have talked about two different issues. The first is the internal crisis within the PDP and the sack of Iyorchia Ayu. He's no longer the PDP chairman at this point in time. What should be done? What is the way forward? What can the People's Democratic Party do to ensure that they are a formidable force to reckon with in our political system in Nigeria? Then we also talked about the removal of fuel subsidy. What should be done to cushion the effect on Nigerians? And is this the right time to actually take away subsidy at this point in time? 09136556864. That is the WhatsApp or text platform to send in your messages to. Or you can call us on 08000887 or 09136556952. And I still have my guest with me in the building, Mr. Adeola Adeyanju. Let's take some of the contributions that we have right here. All right, let's take the score. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Sunday Okotoye from Shao.
All right, Sunday. Good to have you on the program. Go ahead, please.
Thank you. Yeah, what I want to say about the PDP is that IU is no fulfill the promise. That's the problem. You know, when two people have a promise that if this one do this, I must do this. I understand that IU promised the PDP that when they pick a candidate from North, they will return the chairman to the somewhere. I don't know. But after they pick a president in the North, so IU disagree to leave the post, which is not the agreement.
Right.
So I look at he's the one caused the crisis in the PDP. That's number one. Number two, about the subsidy.
Yes.
You know, this subsidy, I support that they will remove the subsidy. When they remove the subsidy, they take this money to the hospital or they use it to another place so that masses in Nigeria will have a right for this money. Thank you very much.
All right,
God
thank you
bless
so much. Thank you so much for your contribution. They should put it to good use so that masses can enjoy the benefits of the subsidy removal.
In fact, that even remind me what I heard from your Yoruba set of program this morning that if we say they should remove subsidy, hope there won't be what happened in the issue of redesigning will not happen, whereby everybody see the beauty, saw the beauty of redesigning, but for Nigeria, rivers happen to be the case, of which we happen to be those people that even showcase redesigning, but with a good policy on ground. We fought the system that they didn't have a good policy to embrace it. But the system of redesigning is a global practice that's supposed to be embraced by Nigeria. Right. The same thing applicable to this subsidy of 18. If they did not spend those money very well, we won't get a way out. It will just be those trillions of naira that you use on subsidy is not there. What are you using it for? So we are appealing to our government to make a rational use of this money, because we are in a democracy. 3 tiers of government is to establish it the way it's supposed to.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Adeyanju. 09136556864. That is the WhatsApp platform to send in your messages to. We have more calls. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello. Oh, all right. Do call us back. We can barely hear you. 09136556952. Let's quickly take some messages on WhatsApp. This one says, what is the assurance that all the money will not be diverted? Look at the issue of NEPA. They promised power will be available after privatization. But what do we have now? We have more darkness. I can't trust the government on its promises. All right. And you didn't tell us your name. Okay, that's from Ola from Airport. Please ensure that you always input your name whenever you send us messages. 09136556861. Now let's quickly run through this last one, and this is on the labor union. The Nigerian Labour Congress NLC and the Trade Union Congress have suspended their planned strike scheduled to commence on Wednesday over the scarcity of naira notes. The labor unions made this known at the end of their National Executive Council meeting on Tuesday. Recall that the labor unions are threatening to embark on a nationwide strike from Wednesday, March 29, 2023, if issues like the cash crunch, fuel scarcity, and electricity tariff increase are not addressed by the government. Now, do you think the announcement of this strike played a key role in the CBN's subsequent decision?
Sure. as a non-centralized state actor, they have told the government it's not a threat, it's part of their mandate that if the citizen, or let me say my people who I happen to be the chairman, they are workers, they work in Nigeria, the issue of fuel scarcity is not something that to be right home about. People will be going to their place of work. They could not get a vehicle on time. The cash is on forthcoming. The issue of tariff. If you look at the tariff, those that are using prepaid, the tariff has gone has shoot up, and even the VAT they reduce. Probably my own VAT used to be 140 something naira before I recharged the last time. I discovered that it was 200 and something per unit. That used to be 27 naira per unit is 54 naira. Now look at it, a unit within 1 minute you consume a minute, unless you rationalize it, you didn't put up more than your bulb in your home. Even the fan, you have to stop some. So that is when the unit will not be running anyhow. Putting all this together, the salary is not increased more than what you have been getting, and you discover. So that is why I used to appreciate the labor, if they can play, I mean the labor union, so if the NLC can play their role the way they're supposed to play it as a pressure group, it's not their workers alone that will enjoy the dividend. Even those inhabitants at the rural area will also enjoy it, because at the end of the day, if the fuel is available, the transport fare is okay, you discover that the food item will get to you on time, and whatever little money is being given to a particular person. Look at what happened within the period of this Naira redesign. A lot of people lost their life, if we like it or not. There was a time I met an elderly woman with her daughter at the filling station, pleading to the filling station attendant that she has somebody at the hospital on on operation, and then the transfer were not going, and the hospital were not even collecting a transfer. It is cash they need, and the petrol attendants were telling the woman that, in fact, this is beyond me, our manager is not around. I pity the woman that very day, you understand. A lot of things like that. So if the labor could play their game the way they're supposed to play it, honestly Nigeria will be okay. Because leaving everything for the government.
All right, 09136556952. That is the number to call. We have lots of calls coming in at this point in time. Hello, good morning. Good morning. All right, go ahead, sir.
But I don't believe in fighting all the time for the solution in this country.
All right.
And when we look the time that labor come out and say this, you see that everything is changing. Sincerely, this Naira is changing. It's because of labor come out and
all right.
My point now is that, please, I want to plead to our Nigerian government. They are in charge of all this thing. And we are together in this country. Don't let all these people suffer out. They are suffer out in this country. If we are want something for their government now, or the people go to strike, see us to strike now.
All right.
Cause a lot of things. Not until we strike for this country before we have to say.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for your contribution. 09136556952. He's saying that it should not get to the level where we have to strive for everything before the government actually answers
Ideally,
us.
of course.
All right. Let's take this one. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
It's Afolayan from Goma.
All right, Afolayan. Go ahead, please.
Please, I want to comment firstly on the IU and PDP crisis.
All right.
It all boils down to selfish interests that they are pursuing. First, the G5 governors, headed by Governor Wike. Remember, it was Wike himself that directly removed secondus because of those selfish interests, thinking that president should be sown to the south. And if felt he is qualified, who told him he has political gains outside River State? Two, on part of the IU, he choose pursue his own selfish interests. At the same time, they negate the advantage of their two himself to handle the crisis. One day, all of them, they will pay for it. Some are paying for DS, what they did in 2015 now. The remaining one, they will still pay for it.
All right.
On the issue of the subsidy removal, government have not been sincere in this country. Already, it has not been removed, but we are suffering. Look at the variance in the prices of the products of PMS. 205, 215, 260, 195, 189. In the same country that we have a government that felt or can regulate us. We are still so. If they remove it, what are the yardstick or measure they have on ground? We need a price control in Nigeria today to regulate it. On the issue of NLC, in the past, NLC has been a very powerful agency that checked the government. For recent years, it seems they have been back over. But they are coming up now.
All right.
With their measure.
All right.
Things will work in Nigeria.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for that contribution. And this is where we call it a wrap on this segment of the program. Let me take your final words in a few seconds, sir.
Yeah, my final words is just that every follower should be a good Nigerian and our government should do as expected.
All right.
That's
all right. Thank you so much. My guest on this segment of the Diamond Breakfast Show has been Mr. Adeola Adeyanju. He's a public affairs analyst and a social commentator. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll be having another guest who has something very interesting to talk about this morning on the program. Do stay with us. It is still Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin. Don't go anywhere.
Drug abuse affects both brain and behavior. It has multifaceted impacts on one's body, mind, and nervous system. However, you can avoid being addicted by giving zero tolerance to the use of drugs. Associate yourself with the right persons. Do not give in to peer pressure and learn to handle life's pressure rather than resorting to hard substances. Remember, Diamond 88.7 FM cares for your sound spirit and good health.
This message is from Diamond 88.7 FM.